Your favorite idol's favorite idol is back. K-pop icon and living legend G-Dragon has announced his first full-length album in 11 years. And we're all going crazy over here, okay? Me and everyone else that I'm with. According to GD's Instagram, Übermensch is coming on February 25th. When it comes to K-pop and K-fashion, there is nobody comparable to G-Dragon. There is a reason that he has photos with everyone, is a mainstay at some of the world's biggest fashion shows, and Pharrell's obsessed with him. But he's been on hiatus for the past 7 years. Why? What happened to send one of the world's biggest stars into hiding? From drug scandals to a controversial relationship with Blackpink's Jennie to more drug scandals, and of course, Seungri and Burning Sun, let's get into the rise, fall, and rise again of G-Dragon, the king of K-pop. Kwon Ji-young started his career at the age of just 6 years old in a group called Rura, before training at SM Entertainment for 5 years and eventually ending up at YG Entertainment. He chose the stage name G-Dragon, as the G sounds like the G in Ji-young, and Young is Korean for dragon. Ji-young, G-Dragon, simple yet effective, right? In order to fully understand the story of G-Dragon, we have to understand BigBang, aka one of the biggest and most important K-pop groups in history. Not only in terms of fans, music, and breaking records, but when it comes to scandals and drama, BigBang are usually at the center of that too. I'll keep it quick, but it is actually very important backstory, okay? The group debuted in 2006 and consisted of G-Dragon, Daesung, Taeyang, Seungri, and T.O.P, aka Thanos from Squid Game. Their 2012 EP, Alive, became the first Korean album to chart on the US Billboard 200, which we need to talk about. These days, K-pop is on there all the time. BTS are all over it, Blackpink are all over it, Stray Kids, LE SSERAFIM. BigBang were the first. They walked, well, kind of stumbled, so your favorites could run. More mega hits and sold-out tours continued for BigBang. I mean, they just got bigger and bigger, breaking the international market in a way that had never been seen before until 2019, when Seungri retired from the group due to the massive scandal surrounding his nightclub Burning Sun. Full story probably coming, but you probably know what happened. But basically, look, K-pop the way we know it doesn't exist without BigBang. It's hard to express this, but even in 2023, a year after the release of their Goodbye single, they remained the third highest awarded K-pop group in history, bested only by EXO and BTS. Something incredibly important to BigBang's success is the fact that G-Dragon writes and produces most of their songs. I mean, this dude can do it all. It's super uncommon in K-pop for the members to be involved in the making of songs, and these days we do see it more and more. But why do you think that is? Because of G-Dragon. In 2019, it was reported that he has over 173 songs registered under his name, and he earned about $1.17 million a year in royalties. This includes his solo work and BigBang mega hits like Fantastic Baby and Lies. I will never, ever in my life ever get over the roller skates in that video. I will simply never stop thinking about it. Iconic. But okay, now you get BigBang, you got the lore, biggest boy band like ever, G-Dragon made the songs, they're lit, everyone loves them, make K-pop what it is. Okay, nice. Let's get into the scandals. BigBang's success is rivaled only by G-Dragon's solo success. He released his first solo project, Heartbreaker, in 2009, and subsequently released 3 more full albums, 2 EPs, 4 live albums, 1 collab album, and a whole bunch of other singles. He's topped the Billboard World Music chart as well as every single chart in South Korea. Most of his singles hit #1, and he really just is that guy, okay? He's him. You know, he is him. But 2011 was a rough year for BigBang and for G-Dragon. Daesung had just been involved in a car accident which ended up killing a motorcyclist. Again, another video coming. I will tell you all about it. But that October, G-Dragon was investigated on charges of smoking marijuana. Although a urine sample tested negative for the drug, a subsequent hair sample showed trace amounts were in his system. But despite shock and outrage from the public, G-Dragon was not indicted, and he basically got a warning, sort of slap on the wrist situation. Why? Just because he's a celebrity? Well, not exactly. The story is that he smoked marijuana sometime that May while he was in Japan. A statement from YG Entertainment said, when he heard the news that his hair drug test came out positive, he was shocked because he had not smoked marijuana before. While trying to find the reason how such a result would occur, he remembered a memory from his Japanese tour in May. He was at a party with several Japanese representatives that visited his concert. During the party, a Japanese individual that is believed to be a fan greeted G-Dragon and offered him a cigarette. Out of goodwill, G-Dragon accepted the cigarette. After taking 2 puffs, he realized that it was different from normal cigarettes and threw the cigarette into the toilet. G-Dragon probably forgot that incident because he did not consider it significant. However, when he was trying to find the reason for why his hair test came out positive, his memory came back and confessed to the prosecutor's office during the investigation. I love that they included that he took the cigarette out of goodwill. He was just being polite, okay? He was just being polite. Given that he inhaled just a small amount and prosecutors detected only a meager level of marijuana components in his body, the prosecution did not indict him. That's drug scandal number 1. Don't worry, there's another one coming. Stay seated. But drugs aren't the only G-Dragon drama that has caused public outrage. His relationships have also brought in negative attention. In 2021, Korean gossip mag and center of all K-pop discourse, Dispatch, revealed that Blackpink's Jennie and G-Dragon had been dating for a year. They had pictures, they had receipts, they had timelines. According to Dispatch, she visited his house pretty much every day and was photographed leaving in the morning before a concert. A source close to the two artists stated to Dispatch, quote, quite a lot of people at YG have noticed their relationship, adding, Jennie's mother is also aware of her relationship with G-Dragon. She's thankful that he takes special care of her. In response to the bombshell report, YG Entertainment, the company they were both under, commented saying, we cannot confirm anything about our artists' personal lives. We ask for your understanding. For those not in the K-pop know, whenever a company says something like, oh, we can't confirm it, or oh, they're overseas, we can't contact them, or oh, is their personal life, so we don't know, it usually means it's true. Usually. So why did this seemingly perfect it couple cause such massive controversy with their relationship? Well, there's a couple reasons actually. Number one, idols are generally not supposed to be in relationships, especially female idols. It's sexist, it's weird, it's stupid, but it's just how it works right now. So Jennie being in yet another high-profile relationship after going public with EXO's Kai in late 2018 was shocking to Blackpink fans and the general public. Number two, the age gap of it all. Well, kind of age gap of it all. G-Dragon and Jennie are about 7 years apart in age, but it wasn't so much the 7 years between them that made people feel uncomfortable. It was the fact that the two would have met when Jennie was a teenager. Jennie starred as a love interest in G-Dragon's 2012 single That XX at just 16 years old. Being 16 doesn't mean you can't act in a music video, but obviously this raised eyebrows now that the pair were apparently an item a few years later. Blackpink fans and the general public alike reacted negatively to the news. Comments like, stay away from Jennie, old man, and I see G-Dragon as like a father to Blackpink started popping up everywhere. Even though some people thought the relationship was actually high-key iconic, it is questionable to date someone you met as a teenager, I think. I don't know. Personally, haven't been in that situation, so can't comment. They did eventually break up after around a year of dating, with Jennie going on to be linked to BTS's V and G-Dragon being linked to various other celebrities. There were rumors that Jennie and G-Dragon got back together in 2023, but nobody has said anything publicly, so who knows. Moving on to drug scandal number 2. In 2023, G-Dragon was booked without detention on charges of violating the Narcotics Control Act. Basically, the police suspected him of using drugs. Again. According to reports, his name came up amid a police bust into a drug distribution ring in Gangnam, Seoul. It was part of then-President Yoon Suk-yeol's massive crackdown on drugs, which saw the arrest of over 17,000 people in 2023. Parasite actor Lee Sung-kyun was also caught up in the crackdown, and he unfortunately took his own life after a grueling 19-hour interrogation over his alleged drug use. G-Dragon flatly denied any allegations, saying, first of all, I have not taken any drugs. I am also unrelated to the Drug Use Act violation case that was being reported in the news recently. He was so sure of his innocence that he went as far as to purposely grow grow out his hair for testing purposes and show up to the police station in a BMW. His vibe was, nah, I'm not doing this again actually. And after a 4-hour interrogation and another negative drug test, he delivered this now iconic presser outside the police station where it's pretty obvious that he's just not having it.
경찰의 추가 소환 조사에 대해서는 응하실 계획이 있으신지?
물은 와야겠죠. 예.
But I bet you're still wondering. Seems like he's actually been out and about kind of a lot since his hiatus 7 years ago. If it wasn't the drugs or Jennie or the drugs around too that sent him out of public life, then what was it? In February of 2018, G-Dragon went into an indefinite hiatus. Ahead of him were 2 years of mandatory military service, and although he didn't know it yet, the future of BigBang would also become grim due to severe scandals with T.O.P's drug use and Seungri's burning sun situation, which saw him end up in prison for 18 months. G-Dragon's military service would also prove to bring negative attention to him. His enlistment itself caused controversy, with many accusing him of putting off his mandatory military enlistment by studying for degrees at online universities. South Korean legislation allows those pursuing higher education to postpone their enlistment for a while. So it's common for young men who are studying to go to the military after completing their degree. But many felt the fact that G-Dragon being enrolled at online universities between 2009 and 2016 to be excessive, and it felt like it was a ploy to push back his service as far as possible. Now, this might seem like not that big of a deal, even if he was trying to postpone his enlistment, but in South Korea, military service is taken extremely seriously. It's common for men who either don't serve or can't serve to be treated negatively in society and looked down upon. It's very much seen as like a rite of passage, an equalizer, and something all men must do. In mid-2019, it came to light that G-Dragon was still a private, while others who enlisted at the same time had already moved up to corporal, meaning he had for some reason been unable to receive a promotion. His failure to advance was reportedly due to his excessive use of vacations. Dispatch claimed that he had spent nearly 100 days off military service since enlisting in February 2018. He was accused of receiving preferential treatment. However, an army spokesperson denied the accusation, saying, quote, Kwon has used 76 vacation days. 47 of those days were for medical (ankle treatment). Speaking of the ankle treatment, G-Dragon apparently injured his ankle and had a private room at the hospital that also allowed visitors. Fans online were outraged, and it became a bit of a feeding frenzy. By the time G-Dragon was discharged from his military service in October of 2019, T.O.P had pled guilty to marijuana use and publicly attempted suicide. Seungri had been caught in relation to the Burning Sun controversy, had formally left BigBang and YG Entertainment, and was awaiting his trial. G-Dragon re-entered civilian society as a disliked member of a disliked band. Archived comments from the time show us what the sentiment towards him was. This is ridiculous. Is he getting perks or what? If you want the rights, you have to put up a service for it. I doubt his actual days of service could even add up to a few months. He went back and forth from the hospital to the stage, took sick days, took more days off for his Nuna's wedding. He wasn't a soldier. His service was basically a long vacation period. Talk about an easy service, he can't even call him a soldier really. G-Dragon said at the time of his discharge, I'm back after serving military service well. Thank you for waiting. I'm not a soldier anymore. I will return to my job and be faithful to my work. A lot had happened during G-Dragon's military service, and for BigBang fans, it really did feel like the end of an era. This fear was pretty much confirmed in April 22 when BigBang released their goodbye track Still Life, the last BigBang song T.O.P would ever feature in. At the time, I thought they would release their goodbye track, we'd all be sad, but G-Dragon would come back solo soon after. He did say in January 2021 that he was working on a new album. That did not happen though, and it was actually because of drug scandal number 2. In December of 2023, G-Dragon shocked fans when it was announced he was leaving YG Entertainment after almost 2 decades. And it became clear that the relationship between the label and the artist had soured. Sports Soul investigated the situation, and according to their reports, YG made one fatal error during contract negotiations, which led G-Dragon to leave. His contract had expired in June of that year. At the time, YG shared a statement saying, quote, G-Dragon's exclusive contract with us has expired, but we are collaborating with him through a separate contract for his other activities such as advertisements, etc. At that moment, G-Dragon was the last Big Bang man standing at YG, so it was thought that he'd get a pretty solid contract out of them if he decided to stay. It was reported that they were on the brink of reaching a contract renewal. All G-Dragon had to do was sign. But when he was facing his second round of drug accusations, YG released a statement simply saying that they couldn't publicly respond as the artist is currently not signed with the label. This proved detrimental, and G-Dragon felt dissatisfied with the company's response. And on December 20th, it was revealed that he had left YG and signed with Galaxy Corporation. Not only that, but the day after he signed with the label, December 21st, 2023, they even held a press conference for him where they outlined his acquittal and announced his future activities for 2024. It's clear he went with who he felt really had his back, and I respect that massively. Which brings us to now. He's back, baby. He's busy. He dropped his new single, Power, in October of 2024. It bangs. Then, in November, it happened. Big Bang had a surprise reunion at the Mnet Asian Music Awards, performing new and old songs. With only 3 members left, G-Dragon, Taeyang, and Daesung. It was amazing. So after all the ups and downs, the controversy and the drama, G-Dragon is back, and it's clear that the king of K-pop still reigns supreme. His comeback isn't just about a new album, it's about redemption, resilience, and the undeniable impact he's had on the global music scene. From his groundbreaking work with Big Bang to his solo triumphs, and now with a fresh chapter on the horizon, G-Dragon's influence is undeniable. And honestly, I'm just really excited. I'm really excited for the album. I think it's gonna be great. Don't forget to like and subscribe, everybody. We do 5 videos a week on anything you can imagine. And also, this is episode 2 in my Big Bang series, where I'm going through every member and all of their scandals and where they are now. Check out the TOP one. A lot went down there. I think I'll do Daesung next, because that car crash stuff is really, really interesting and crazy, and also ties into the Korean government covering up stuff and also the impeachment of a former president. I know it sounds insane, but it's true. So stay tuned for that.